Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Nevis COVID-19 Compliance Task Force is advising businesses that having gone through the period of inspection, education, and training, they can now be penalized for not adhering to the Emergency Powers COVID-19 regulations. The Compliance Task Force is comprised of Team Leader Risa Paul of the Environmental Health Unit, Avery Busu of the Department of Trade and Consumer Affairs, Ishan Todman of the Department of Labor, Constable Kevin Davis of the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force, Corinne Maynard of the Customs and Excise Department, and Curtis Morton representing Transportation.
The business places inspected in summary are as follows: 23 snackets and bars, 5 bakeries and delis, 3 gas stations, 14 shops, 3 mechanic shops, 23 offices, 23 government buildings and departments, 5 supermarkets, 11 salons and barbershops, 2 laundromats, 41 stores, 4 restaurants, 10 banks and financial institutions, 4 market vendors, 3 street vendors, 5 buses, ferries, taxis, 1 game room, 1 funeral home, 1 drinks depot, 1 car wash, 2 pharmacies, and 1 gym.
According to Morton, generally businesses have been compliant with the advice and instructions given.
During the inspections, 1 bakery and 1 bar were effectively closed, and some businesses have been instructed to rectify certain defects. Disappointingly, at 2 well-known institutions, we saw members of those institutions without masks, but as soon as we got to the door, they had on their masks. We do not want people to think that they should only be wearing the mask just because they see members of the compliance team approaching, but that this is a matter of life and death. Statistically, in fighting the dreaded scourge, we are doing well, but we cannot relax. We cannot be laissez-faire in our response. The compliance team does not even want to mention the fact that the penalties for contravention of the regulations are extremely severe, not exceeding $5,000 or imprisonment, not exceeding 6 months, or worst case scenario, both. And to that, add to that the fact that any money and goods involved in the committal of the violation can be confiscated as well.
Curtis Morton of the Nevis COVID-19 Compliance Task Force. Having given 37 years of unbroken service to the Nevis Island Administration, Alsted Pemberton has received an official send-off from the Ministry of Social Development as he has retired from the public service. The May 8th ceremony, attended by heads of the various departments in the ministry, was chaired by Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow.
This is a man who would have worked in different areas of the Nevis Island Administration. I can recall that we taught for a short while at the Gingerland Secondary School together. He would have been in labor as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think he served as the senior labor officer for Nevis. And of course, he would have served at the highest levels as well when he served as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Social Development. And so I want to use this platform to thank Mr. Pemberton for the sterling service that he would have offered to the Nevis Island Administration, and wish him all the best in his retirement from this job. And I also want to wish him all the best in his future undertakings.
Addressing the ceremony as Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Eric Evelyn noted that there were many qualities he admires about Alsted Pemberton.
You would have been at the forefront of the ministry that I now lead, the Ministry of Social Development, and you would have been the Permanent Secretary. And you would have been the one who have been the trendsetter there and would have left a legacy for others who are there now to follow. I'm delighted to hear that you have been the one who would have been at the forefront of some of these programs that we are now benefiting from. And many persons in Nevis are now benefiting from. So I really want to thank you for the sterling service that you would have provided to that particular ministry. And myself and all of us who now serve in that ministry and all who benefit from that ministry are all the better from your sterling quality service in the Ministry of Social Development. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Nevis Island Administration, on behalf of my ministry, for the excellent work that you have done in social development and throughout the entire civil service. I think Nevis and the civil service is better because of your dedicated and committed service.
Testimonials were also given by a number of Pemberton's colleagues: Director of Social Development, Sandra Morton; Director of Community Development, Janet Maloney; Executive Director of the Culturama Secretariat, Antonia Liburd; CEO of the NCDF, Jerome Wallins; Ras Iroy of the Social Policy and Sustainable Human Development Unit; and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Human Resources, Edson Elliott. They all lauded Pemberton's contribution to the island of Nevis in various capacities and expressed their appreciation for his support and advice.
I'm still available to assist the Ministry of Social Development. Even though I'm leaving the public service, I still have the Ministry of Social Development at heart, and people in particular, because I've worked with people all of my life. I've been in a number of community groups and organizations, and I'm still working with people, and I will continue to work with people. So I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you, the Minister, the PS, Ministry of Social Development, the PS Human Resources, and all the heads of department who spoke this morning. And to say to you, continue to work together to enhance or to promote meaningful social change throughout the community of Nevis.
Alsted Pemberton officially retired from the public service on Tuesday, May 12th. Still to come, residents urged to conserve water in light of drought watch. The details after this break.
Coronaviruses are a large family of viruses that cause illness ranging from the common cold to more severe diseases such as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome MERS-CoV and severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS-CoV. The 2019 novel coronavirus 2019 nCoV is a new strain that has not been previously identified in humans. Coronaviruses are zoonotic, meaning they are transmitted from animals to humans. Detailed investigations found that SARS-CoV was transmitted from civet cats to humans and MERS-CoV from dromedary camels to humans. Several known coronaviruses are circulating in animals that have not yet infected humans. Common signs of infection include respiratory symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, and breathing difficulties. In more severe cases, infection can cause pneumonia, severe acute respiratory syndrome, kidney failure, and even death. To protect yourself and prevent the spread of the infection, practice regular hand washing, covering mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing, thoroughly cooking meat and eggs. Avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness such as coughing and sneezing.
Welcome back. The Nevis Water Department is seeking the cooperation of the public with regards to conserving water. Floyd Robinson of the Water Resource Management Unit is asking persons to alert the Nevis Water Department of any pipe leaks or water wastage which may be taking place.
You see any burst pipe, any leakages publicly or privately, try to attend to them as quickly as possible. We got a couple of numbers there for Water Department in terms of the emergency numbers, 665-9061, and we have 763-5319. The teams are willing and available to deal with any ruptures that might be out there.
Robinson says in light of the current drought watch in the Leeward Islands, residents ought to be mindful of their water consumption and devise a personal consumption plan.
For those of you who have gardens at home, and we're encouraging the planting of stuff, water it early in the morning or late in the evening. Because during the daytime and stuff, evaporation is higher, so that's a waste. In terms of, again, washing your hands, you have to make sure that you're not running the water when you're lathering. Even when you're taking a shower, you do likewise. Washing of cars, that's a no-brainer. I would think at a time like this that you do not wash your cars. I would say that if you must, and ordinarily, use a bucket rather than just have the hose running. And I've seen people done that. We have less standpipes than we have had in the past, but I see people still connecting to standpipes and running water to use public supply, which is more wasted than usage. For those of us who have tanks, cisterns and stuff, we're asking you to rely on that more than the public supply.
Floyd Robinson of the Nevis Water Department giving an update at the Nevis COVID-19 EOC briefing on Monday, May 11th. Nevis Electricity Company Limited, NEVLEC, is advising its customers of a scheduled power outage for Thursday, May 14th, 2020. Customers on the Cotton Ground feeder from Camps to the Vance W. Amory International Airport and areas in close proximity will be affected by the power outage scheduled for 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is to facilitate the upgrade of poles and high voltage lines at the Vance W. Amory International Airport and at the bottom of Shaw's Road. This activity is part of NEVLEC's preparation for the upcoming Atlantic hurricane season. NEVLEC apologizes for any inconvenience caused due to this interruption. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.
Hi, I'm King Hollywood, the reigning Calypso King of Nevis. I have a message for you. Be safe, protect yourself and others. Cover your cough and sneeze, and remember, touch it, bin it, and clean it.
Stay updated by following the Health Promotion Unit on Facebook and Instagram or contact us at 469-8010.